Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everyone who is tuning in today. This is your friends Margo and Mark here again today. I believe this is the first recording, our first recording of the new year. We want to wish everyone a happy new year and pray that it started off wonderfully for you, that you're still on target for achieving whatever it is you achieve. So if you wanted to lose those extra 10 pounds or whatever it is, stop smoking, those big ones, that you're still on that journey. So today, Margo and I will speak to you about it. We just want to share some thoughts around what we consider things that will help us concentrate more powerfully, or you can just call it powerful concentration. Um, so some of the things that we're going to talk about is relationship with self. Also going to talk about how to build, what are the things that we can use to help build that muscle, and some step processes. So just stay with us, and as we go along. Margo, how would you like to start us off?
Well, I think it's concentration is just one of the major things that people struggle with today.
Yes,
It's so
yes,
easy to get distracted, like that pinball analogy, everything
yes.
going on. There's more, there are more books created today in
Mm,
18 months, books, movies, media, learning modules, etc., created in 18 months than the rest of human history
wow.
combined. So we're just overwhelmed with data.
Yes. A
So
lot of data points. A lot of data points.
yes,
Mm.
focusing on
Which,
one thing at a time is our
yeah,
goal.
and just to if for people who may not, well, I'm sure our listeners would be thinking, oh yeah, things like that Facebook and all those other disruptive technologies that are just there calling your name and say, hey, come check me out. But one thing I'd like to just throw out there for you viewers is, when it comes to managing ourselves, as we're not just in concentration, but everything. But because we're talking about concentration, when we sit down and we want to do something, or we have these sort of two elements within us. We have what we like to call an inner champion, and that's that little guy that sits on our little selves, that sits on our shoulder, and it's their job to call us to our greatness. So they're championing us. They help us overcome our fears and doubts. They're really here to support our soul growth, and it's all about growth and contribution. Now criticize the inner criticize. Its job is to challenge you, to get you, that it's also fueled by the mass, or can be fueled by that mass media energy, or things that's going on. We have a different name for that. Egregore, I believe that is. You might want to look that one up. That's I yeah. But that's when there's a lot of things going on external energy wise, and we can get caught up in that, our whole thinking. And look, it's part of us. We're not here to kill it, but and the criticize isn't going to go away. Is we just need to recognize it's there for a purpose, and it is there to help guide us, I believe, as well. Because it's the critic. So you have the champion, oh yeah, go do that. Yeah, it's all good. Then you have the critic saying, oh, you may want to watch your step, or this, that, and the other. So yeah, any thoughts in that space, Margo?
Absolutely. It's really important to try to focus on the inner champion and set ourselves up for growth. Our soul
Mm,
is wired for growth, but our nervous
mm,
system is wired for comfort. So
comfort.
there's always that battle going
That,
on in between.
yeah,
So
yeah.
another way to set us up to win on that is to manage our energy,
Mm,
because our brain is what requires what we need for concentration. It takes up 20% of the energy of our body, even though it's only, I forget, 3 or 5% or something of the body's
mm,
weight.
mm,
So
mm,
then our three primary sources of energy. And this is something I've kind of known all my life, but yet I
mm.
relearned it going through this. Oxygen is our primary fuel. We cannot go more than 2 to 3 minutes without oxygen. I think 4.5 minutes, and your brain starts to die.
We're dead.
And yes, breathing
Mm,
in through the nose spirals all the way down. And then a really good exercise for breathing is a 5-5-5. Breathe in for 5 seconds, hold it 5 seconds, out for 5 seconds.
mm,
And then the other things are to keep ourselves energized, water and food. Water being the second most important. We can only go
mm.
3 days or so. And then food, putting food in our body that's going to give us energy, not like junk food or those types of things.
Yeah, that's a big subject just on its own, isn't it? Purified
Yes.
water, just on that purified water, um, and then the energy. Um, yeah, big. All right. So when we look at building the muscle or helping to build that muscle of concentration, you know, I think once we get the energy right, as you just shared with us, Margo, we get that energy right, then we can get into warming up. So we get the brain and we'll first listen to what we can do. Um, It's one thing that Margo and I have been introduced to as we've been going through our course and our learning, um, is binary beats or sounds that will assist. Um, or you can do have them playing in the background when you're trying to do something. They either help with your concentration or your creativity, this, that, and the other. But you can also just do things to get yourself. It's like stretching if you want to exercise or you got a sport you're about ready to play, whether it be basketball, football, whatever, you stretch, you warm up. So we've got things like progressive word counts and how you can exercise that, and it's a challenge because I just take a book, any book, randomly open up a page and count out to say 100 words, and then that word you ended with, see if you can count backwards 100, see if you land on the same word. Now, a lot of people will say that's pretty simple. That's not hard. Well, let me tell you, I've done it quite a few times and got it wrong quite a few times. So it's sounds easy, sounds simple, but not quite that way. And then you want to maybe try a bit of meditation, or we've got things like there are technologies. One, and you may look this up, heart math. It's just a tool, a device that can help you uh, get good coherence between your mind and your heart. It's all about linking that coherence. So that's something you can do, and then you can do this activity, this last one, which is we call well, it's called engage, focus, and communication. But what it means is when you are engaged in communication, really delve into the individual that you are communicating with and really connecting and focusing in on what they're saying, how they're saying it, and just really concentrate there. That's another way of of getting the brain matter, getting that focus, that concentrated focus happening. So those are some exercises that we can look at using to build that muscle, as we like to call it, the muscle of concentration. Um, Margo,
Yes, Mark.
is there anything else that we'd like to add here?
I think that covers a lot of things on
It
concentration,
does. It
how to
does.
get better at it. And firstly, awareness is half the battle. Just
Mm.
realize how important it is to concentrate on what we're doing.
Well, it's something that I feel that we just take for granted. I know I do. Some days I'm quite purposeful in sitting down and just getting myself geared up, ready to go with whatever it is that I'm on about. And then there's some days I just sit down and off I go. And then, yeah, so that you've said a very, very important point is to just that awareness, having that awareness. Yeah. All right, people. Look, we'll close up shop on that today, and we just want to thank you again for allowing us to just share with you some little tidbits, things that we think that may help your day, that may help move the needle in a positive way for you. And we thank you for the opportunity to speak. Have a wonderful day. Have a God bless day. And we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.